Hey guys, what's going on? Dylan here, and I'm out on my boat today in the garage, and I want to show you guys the difference between my Lowrance HDS-12 versus the HDS-9. I've had these units for about a year now, and I just want to talk a little bit about the size difference and what I think is the better buy. Is it worth going the HDS-12, or is it worth saving your money and going for the 9? So in this video, we're just going to highlight some of my use applications and what I think about the overall sizes. So my current setup is that I have an HDS-12 on my console over here that I use while I'm driving. And I have an HDS-9 on the front of my boat that I use while I'm fishing on the front. And I can use it to mark fish directly below me, as well as stay on my waypoints through my maps. So originally when I was outfitting this boat with graphs, I didn't know exactly which way I wanted to go. Originally I was gonna go for two 12-inch Elite TI units, but a lot of the capabilities on there are limited. And I found a deal for basically called the boat in a box kit, which was an HDS-12, HDS-9 with all of the components that you needed to install it in your boat, as well as a 0.1 antenna and a bunch of extra goodies. And it was significantly discounted when you bought it as a kit. So that's why I went with this, because I was able to get HDS units for the same price as the Elite TI units. If I can find that deal, I will post that down in the video description if you're interested, so you can check that out. So when I received the kit, I didn't know where I wanted to put the 12. I didn't know if I wanted to put it on the front or over here at the console, but I decided to put it at the console because I wanted to be able to graph and view downscan, sonar, and my maps very, very clearly. Most of my time that I spend graphing on this boat and looking for fish is gonna be sitting right here behind the steering wheel, idling around the lake, you know, doing circles and graphing points and flat spots and structure, stuff like that. Or, you know, driving along the bank using side scan to try to find, you know, rocks and things. So it made sense for me to put the 12-inch here. Now up on the front, realistically when I'm fishing, I'll move up here so you can see. Realistically when I'm fishing on the front, this is the view that I use. I have a map here and then I have the sonar here. And that allows me to see where my waypoints are when I'm fishing, to make sure that I'm casting in the right spots and make sure my boat position is correct. And then my sonar is basically just for if I'm seeing any fish directly under the boat. So a lot of times if I'm fishing the bank, a lot of times you'll find cruisers underneath the boat. You know, you'll be fishing 10 feet of water, but all of a sudden you'll see a fish in 20 feet of water directly below you, drop a drop shot right on their head and they bite, right? I've had that happen multiple times. I mean, pretty much every time I'm out, I'm able to at least land one fish in that fashion. So I always like to have my sonar up, even if I am fishing the bank. And then obviously the map to make sure that I'm in the correct position. So what's interesting about the 9 is that for a double panel view like this, so map and sonar, the amount of screen real estate is just the right amount that you need. I wouldn't want to go any smaller, but I have mine mounted pretty far down on my deck. So this is me standing up when I'm fishing. You know, I'm 6 feet tall, but I can easily see the sonar and the graph. And if not, you know, for the map, I can always zoom in if I need to. If I'm really trying to pinpoint a select point, I can zoom in pretty far. And it makes it really easy to see where I'm at. Now they do sell things that you can bring that unit up closer to you so you have a little bit better view. But for me, it actually works really well just right here on the deck. Now with that being said, if you decide to go a triple panel view, as you can see, things get a lot smaller. And this is me leaning down, looking at the graph. And as you can see, it's already kind of small. So when I'm up here fishing, and I have, you know, quite a bit of distance between me and the graph, it's pretty difficult to really see what's going on when you have 3 panels. So ideally what I'm gonna say is the HDS-9 is really built for a dual panel display. So if I go here, go back to my dual panel display, that's really where it shines. You get rid of this menu and you really have a lot of space you can see what's going on. So I would say the HDS-9 is really built for dual panel display. Now, in terms of offshore graphing, when I'm here at the console, having a bigger display is awesome. Triple panel, I like to have sonar and downscan so I can see something and then confirm it with the downscan to make sure that I'm seeing exactly what I think I see. And then having a big section of the map is very useful. Also, when I'm in this display on the 12-inch, when I decide to go structure scan and I really want to pull up what's on the bottom, if I go to the left and right view here, you can see there's a lot of detail and it really helps you see what is under the water and get a better idea of what's going on. So I would say my general consensus here is that I think it's definitely worth getting a 12-inch unit on the console of your boat. When you're graphing offshore, the productivity that comes with having this unit is really good, and all this extra screen real estate really makes a big difference, and I really like it. So I would say minimum, if you have the budget available to you and you're just outfitting your boat, I think a 12-inch unit on the console is really worth it. Now, in terms of up here on the bow, I think a 9-inch unit works just fine. Now, obviously if I could have a 12, I would, but I think a 9-inch unit does just fine, and it does everything you need it to do. You know, you have sonar below you, and then you have your maps. I personally don't really need downscan on this view unless I'm, so every once in a while I'll switch to it, but this really does everything that I need it to do. And then the networking capabilities between the two units makes it really convenient to pull up all my waypoints and everything. So basically here, I'm just viewing sonar and maps, and then on the other unit, on the 12, I'm really doing all my work, doing my graphing offshore, and making sure that I'm finding those fish. So that's my overall view, guys. These are both fantastic units. I love them. The 12 is just such a gorgeous unit. If you can afford it, definitely get one, but the 9 will get you by no problem. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.